Hi Taurus, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name's Carol, and if you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you. This is a new channel. I started in December 2023, so I'm happy if you found me for the first time. And if you're returning, I want to thank you for watching my videos. In today's reading, we're going to be doing some inner child healing. And the inner child is a part of us that has been hidden away for years. And the inner child holds our belief systems, our memories, and all the big emotions that we had as a child that would have been, too big for us to handle. And so this inner child in us holds them. They're emotions like fear and shame and grief and hopelessness. So this unhealed part of us, our inner child, can cause a lot of problems if we don't pay attention to them. And they're that part of us that will cause us to seek, love in all the wrong places. They're the part of us that will attract people into our spaces that, will continue to abandon us or sabotage our goals. And it's just kind of left us going like, I don't understand, why are these patterns keep showing up in my life? And it's because we have unhealed parts of us, our inner children, that need to be healed. So it really is important that we make an effort to understand the needs of our inner child so that we can start to calm and lessen the intrusions that they're having in our daily life and all of our relationships, whether they be intimate relationships, people at work even, siblings, family members. And so we need to start to build this relationship with our inner child. And we do that by having a conversation with them, really, to start to find out, what do they need? What do they need to heal? Well, in order to heal, our inner children need to be listened to, they need to be heard, and they need to be understood. And they need you to make that known to them. So as you start to begin to build this relationship with them and begin to listen to them and understand what their needs are, it really is something that becomes an ultimate form of self-care for yourself, because you're meeting your own needs as you meet their needs. So, and it really makes you the priority in all of your relationships with everyone. And so let's begin this conversation with your inner child. Now, when I decided to sit down and, what decks could I use for this reading that would really make our inner children feel safe enough to come out and speak to us in this reading? And so I found a tarot deck that was a recent one that was that I purchased, and it's Radleigh Valentine's Animal Guides, because I thought that I wanted to pick a deck that had animals in it, because all little kids love animals, and so I wanted something that they could relate to. So I'm gonna start with that deck, and then I'm gonna clarify that with the Rider-Waite deck. And then I'm going to end with an oracle card, and it's going to be a spirit animal for us, right? So it'll be Colette Baron-Reid's spirit animal deck, which I love. And so it's really going to be focused around animals. In that, like I said, it's really going to, I want your inner child to feel comfortable in a setting where they'll come out and they're going to speak to us. And so in this reading, what we're going to do is first of all, we're going to ask your inner child, what does your inner child need right now? And then we're going to ask them and then we're going to look at how is this affecting your daily life, your relationships right now? And then finally, we're going to look at, well, how can you help your inner child heal right now? And that's the important part, right? And then I'll end it with a couple videos for you from my other channel called Carol Cares. And those are going to be videos that are going to really get you going and on your way to starting to connect and build a relationship with your inner child. So let's get started on your reading, Taurus. I'm going to start off with asking the tarot for one card to let us know what your inner child needs from you right now. So let's ask the tarot one card, please. What does Taurus's inner child need right now? Okay, you have the King of Fire. You have the Katanga Lion. King of Fire, which is the King of Wands, is what your inner child needs right now. And how is this affecting your daily life, your relationships? Yeah, whatever you're dealing, whatever's going on, how does this affect your daily life? Maybe some patterns are showing up. We'll see. So one card for that. Well, I got two here. I'm gonna do it again. Let's try that again. One card, please, for how this. Ooh, okay. This one wanted to come out for sure. The Ace of Earth, which is a calico cat, and it's also the Ace of Pentacles, right, in reverse. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And how can you help your inner child to heal right now? How can you help your, I'll get two cards there, I'll put them both in. I just want one card. How can you help your child to heal right now? The Three of Water, which is the Three of Cups. The Three of Water. Okay, so let's get some clarification from the Rider-Waite here. And that's the hummingbird, actually. The Three of Cups is the hummingbird. Such a cute bird. The colors of the hummingbird are just incredible. They almost look like fake because they're just incredible colors. Okay, so King of Fire, 2 to 3 cards, please. Can you tell me a bit more about this King of Fire, this King of Wands? And I'm thinking there's going to be 3 cards here. So you have the Five of Swords, 4 Cups in reverse. I gotta say that card has come up quite a few times, the Four of Cups, in these readings that I've been doing for the inner child. 3 of Cups again. So that comes up. It's kind of fascinating because a number of these readings I've done, there's been a card that's been in the need part, and it's shown up as the top card in your how you can heal it. So kind of interesting how that has turned out. It's not the first time this has happened here. So you have 3 of Cups, 3 of Cups. The Ace of Earth, the Ace of Pentacles. Can you give me a bit more clarification on that? Okay, you get the Knight of Wands, the 8 of Swords, and we'll see if there's another card that wants to come out for that. This Ace of Earth. Is there another? Oh, this one is in reverse. So, yeah, that might have come out. I'm going to turn it around only because I don't know if it just came out. So, you come out again. Oh, I got the 4 of Wands this time. 4 of Wands. And then the 3 of Water. 3 of Water. Clarification, please, for the 3 of Water. The Moon card in reverse. The 6 of Wands. And we'll see if we can get one more here. The Empress card. Clarification. All right, and then I'll pull a Oracle card at the end. Okay, so the King of Fire. The King of Fire. What does your child need right now? The King of Fire is the King of Wands. The kings in my deck. The kings in my deck are our ego self. They're the masculine part of us. And they very much block, our ego self very much blocks a lot of things right now. So I'm wondering if your ego self is very much blocking this whole concept of, for you, of the inner child. Maybe there's a part of you that doesn't believe. This is the first time this has come up, where there's not an inner child. If there is a part of you that doesn't believe that you don't have an inner child, or you can't connect to your inner child, or anything like that, that's your ego self that's talking, that doesn't want you to connect, that doesn't want you to know that there is an inner child. And so your inner child definitely does feel blocked. And me, that tells me it's very much ignored, or very much, like I said, maybe you're aware of it, but you're not paying much attention to it, or, you haven't really realized that what effect it has in your life, what impact it has in your life. And so maybe when you get through this reading, we'll see, you'll understand a bit more. But it's very much blocked. So the Five of Swords is the first card that comes up for clarification here. And the Five of Swords is what I call my bullying card. You have this individual here. Well, it looks like the bully, right? He's really he's collected a lot of these swords from these people that he's beaten, and way at the back is a small little individual here, and he's hiding his face, and that's the victim. And the reason why I called the bullying card is because bullies have a lot of shame, and that's why they bully. They bully to get rid of their shame. We're not born with shame, but shame is given to us from other people. So as a child, we all have shame. It's, like I said, it's not something we're born with. So it's given to us from other adults, our caregivers. Other children sometimes around us when we're younger can give us shame. And so I'm seeing here that you have an inner child here that's very much is carrying a lot of shame of who they are. Very much a lot of unworthiness. And there's been an offer here. Like, I think, there's this Four of Cups has come up so much right here. And there's a part of you, I think, too, that's kind of, decided that you don't want to feel anymore, and you've kind of cut yourself off from feeling. You've put your arms, folded your arms, and there's not one part of you that wants to feel the shame and know where it came from, because shame is a really shitty feeling. And when we decide that we want to heal some of our shame, it's a tough route, because they're yucky feelings there to try to figure out where our unworthiness came from. And so your inner child wants to share some of the shame with you, wants to know that they're feeling very ashamed of something here, and they're not allowed to. When you were younger, they weren't allowed to feel the shame. They wanted to, but they weren't allowed to. Maybe they're being shamed. Maybe your inner children were shamed when they expressed their emotions. And so, because this is why they kind of close themselves off, right? And we can do this. We can close ourselves off when you've been shamed because you showed some anger, and your parents got angry back, and you just shut yourself down. Or when you cried and you were told you were a crybaby, big girls don't cry, big boys don't cry, whatever. That's shame when you weren't allowed to. And so it looks like you were really closed, blocked from, and this is where this king is coming in, where you were blocked from feeling and shamed for it. And yet here's the Three of Cups that comes up, and the Three of Cups is really a celebration card, celebrating life, celebrating our emotions, celebrating being able to feel. But I think that is just so blocked with, and your inner child wants to be able to feel again. You know, they need to be able to feel that shame so that they can celebrate again and start to feel good. These individuals, these three feminine energies here, they're feeling good. They're feeling the good emotions. They're feeling the joy. Your inner child wants to feel the joy, wants to feel the happiness, but they're so blocked with this shame that is so heavy. I don't know if I've said the word shame enough, but it definitely is coming up for me in your inner child. Now, how is this affecting you? Because you're carrying this unworthiness. The Ace of Earth comes up here. And the Ace of Earth is the Ace of Pentacles. And it's in reverse. And when this card comes up reversed, this Ace of Pentacles, the ace in my deck is always a new chance, a new beginning, a new start, an offer from the universe to get back in your body. An offer from the universe to get back in your body. Now, why would the universe offer you that? Well, you're very much ungrounded. You're very much someone who is up in their head, and I can see that because the Eight of Swords is right underneath it here. And you're very much someone that stays up in their head, believes they're unworthy, believes they're, shameful, carrying around the shame. And these are belief systems, by the way, that people gave you. Remember I told you it was something that shame is something we get from people. It's something that's given to us. It's not something we're born with. And so you are very ungrounded in that you continue to believe these in your head. You continue to believe this, that you are unworthy. And there's this knight here that wants the freedom right underneath it. This knight wants freedom to be authentic, and wants freedom to take their life, in the direction they want to go to. But when you are trapped with, and here's this trapped feeling right here, this Eight of Swords. When you are trapped and you're feeling like you don't see a way out, it sounds to me that when you get into that mode of feeling so unworthy about yourself, you can really be sitting in a lot of depression. And so this particular knight wants freedom from this feeling of being trapped here, feeling that you don't see a way out in your life right now. I don't know if it's because you're in a relationship that you're not feeling a way out, or if you're just sitting in depression and you can't see a way out of it. And remember that I told you that you were living in your head. So this is all in your head, that you're not seeing a way out. And the Four of Wands comes in here, right at the end here, and for how it's affecting your relationships. These individuals are walking away here from what looks like a walled city here. And this is very much a victory card. It is very much, it's the Wands card. It's a victory of these two individuals here. It's a victory of you joining that conscious part of you, which is your head, and the unconscious part of you, which is your body. It's a victory of joining those two. And so there's a real call here for you to, and I can see that you're just not feeling whole, because the number 4 is a solid card. It would represent like being on a solid foundation, being very stable, but it's very much affecting your stability of who you are. And it talked about like this night of wanting to be authentic and wanting to be free to be who you are. And so I feel this really much, I'm getting this impression of feeling like very tied up and wanting freedom and wanting to get out there and be who you are, but in your head you're feeling so unworthy. And yet there's this part of you that wants you to go back into your body and start to feel these emotions that your younger child needs to feel. Feel this unworthiness. Feel this shame that was handed down to them so that you can get free. And so how can you heal this? How can you heal this? How can you help your inner child? You have the Three of Water in reverse, and here it is again. It's this Three of Cups. We talked about the Three of Cups, this joy, this wanting this joy right here. Your inner child needs to feel again, feel that joy of what it feels like to feel joy, because you're sitting here in this stuck energy, right? Maybe this depressive energy. And so you need to bring joy to your inner child. Your inner child wants to feel joy again. And so, I remember, I'm going to tell this story because it's coming up here, that when I first started my own healing journey on my own, I remember reading a book and it was on the inner child. And I didn't really know what that was, and I didn't really believe in it, and here it is, this King of Fire here. This was, I didn't believe in it. My ego self was going, I'm not sure if I believe this shit. I'm not going to buy into this stuff. But I thought, this book talked about writing to your inner child, journaling to your inner child. Okay. I wasn't big on journaling either, but they said to take your dominant hand, whatever you normally write with, and write, in script, right? To your child as an adult. So, dear child, what do you need? What can I do for you? What do you need from me? And then my non-dominant hand would write back and talk to me and tell me why they were sad. And they told me things. And I didn't like what they told me because they were sad things. They were horrible things. And I have a lot of trauma. I have complex trauma. So at the time, I didn't know I had complex trauma. And so things were coming up. And I kind of, threw the paper away. And I just thought, this is dumb. This is stupid, So, but that's how we connect to our inner child, is we ask them, we write to them, we journal. And we ask them, what do you need from me? And maybe you can ask your inner child, maybe you can write to them, maybe you can journal to them and ask them, what can I do for you to bring joy to your life? I went out, and at one time later on, when I started to work with a therapist, and I actually wrote to my inner child again, and I said, what do you need from me? And they said, I want a dolly. And I went out and bought a doll. This was probably about, 7 years or so ago, and I bought a doll for me. And I kept the doll for about a year. I slept with the doll sometimes when I was really, really sad and needed to grieve. And certain times my inner child wanted the doll to come out. And so I'm going to leave you with, at the end, a video on journaling and how to start to journal from your emotions so you can get in touch with your inner child. I'm going to leave you with how to ground so you can get out of your head and back into your body, right? Because this Four of Wands talked about how you need to join those two parts of yourself. And so here's so the Three of Cups says, okay, let's get in touch with, ask your inner child, what do you need? What's going to bring you joy? What would make you happy? And then the next card that comes out is the Moon card. And that's our intuition. That speaks about the things that are unknown, the things that are coming out of our unconscious that we don't know about. And that's in reverse right now. And I think what needs to happen here is, and that's blocked. That's very much blocked. Your intuition, getting in touch with your inner child and listening to them. And that's blocked, because, well, we know why it's blocked, because you have a ego self card here it's going, this is nonsense, and so when you start to get in touch with your inner child, journal to them, ask them what they want, and you can turn this around, and it's going to start to answer some of your questions here. And the Six of Wands comes up here. And the Six of Wands is a duality card. It's number 6. So it represents a duality, duality in a relationship here. And so you have this person coming back from a battle, carrying a victory wreath. So, and all the supporters on the side following them. It looks really a lot like there's a victory here going on, right? It looks like a victory card, but underneath this green blanket, there's something else. It's the other side of victory, and that's loss. There's some real loss here. And I think here, your inner child wants to talk to you about their loss, about their shame, and they probably need to grieve. And so your inner child is going to need help dealing with that loss, because when you've been told when you were younger, when you've been given all this shame, you know, it's a general reading, you could have been bullied yourself. But when this shame has been given to you, you need to grieve that. There's a big loss there, because you've spent your life feeling unworthy, feeling trapped in this. And to get out of it, you really need to grieve. The Empress comes up next, and she is the number 3 in the major arcana. This is a universal force here. She represents this feminine side of us that we all have. She's the second part of it. The first part is our intuition, which is the High Priestess card. And we already talked about, you got the Moon, and that's our intuition. She represents our emotion. The Empress loves the body, loves everything to do with the body. She loves to get into her body, and she likes to feel. She loves to, she has this full range of emotions that she feels. She lets her emotions flow in and flow out. She doesn't get stuck on any emotion, like, you know, it sounds like you're stuck on this, maybe some depression here. She allows them to flow in and to flow out. And so she really wants you to get into your body. And so this reading really talks about getting back into your body and starting to feel some of these emotions, the shame, this grief that your younger child is feeling from childhood. And so I'm going to leave you with, like I said, some videos on journaling, some videos on grounding, which are 2 awesome tools, the big tools that I use for my own healing journey. And I'm going to pull an oracle card for you right now. One oracle card, please, for Taurus to end this reading. There. Oh, usually one comes out. It's not that hard. Ooh, nice. I love it. It's called Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. And I will tell you, the transformation that I see that's going to happen here is so much more beautiful than the situation you're sitting in right now with this 8 of Swords. It just feels horrible, and carrying all that shame. But, you know, there's a promise of transformation here. Joy. We talked about joy, and the first word of this is joy. Joy and the beautiful lightness of being alive and creative in the world is the focus when butterfly spirit flutters before you. Transformation is inevitable as you grow into your most beautiful, empowered self. Indeed, you will go through some uncomfortable stages as you let go of the forms of your life that no longer fit the new you. Even relationships must go through shifts to match your new emerging self. If you focus on the beauty and not on the challenges, stop taking yourself too seriously and choose to be playful, loving, and joyous. You will soon know the miracle your soul wants to experience through you. Today is a day for joy. Look around and see the beauty that is everywhere in everyone, including you. Sometimes, you know, it's hard to look around and see the beauty, and I know that. I've been through this I still go through this where you just sit in that place where you think you're not going to get out of, real depressive state. But I really feel that this reading is a reading, an uplifting reading, in that it's telling you that there is transformation on the horizon for you. And it's there if you make the conscious decision, if you decide to start to get in touch and start to try to build this relationship with your inner child, so you can get in touch with the grief and the shame that you need to feel. Take care, Taurus, and I'll talk soon. Bye-bye.